All right, welcome, ZASLOW Show 2.0. It is a Friday, the 17th of February. Good to have you aboard. We are a Blue Wire podcast presented, as always, by Anidjar and Levine Accident Attorneys, 800-747-FREE. If you're involved in an accident, if you got an injury, you got to make sure you get taken care of. You get healthy, you let Anidjar and Levine get you the money that you deserve. Get an attorney on the phone immediately after you call 911. Then you call 800-747-3733, 800-747-FREE, Anidjar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Everything ZASLOW Show 2.0, of course, is presented by Anidjar and Levine. So, we got a lot going on here today. We got a lot to get to. I'm in a great mood for two reasons. Number one, it's Friday, so of course we're in a good mood. It's Friday, but also the Panthers last night. Your favorite little hockey team, the Florida Panthers, had their biggest win of the season last night. They come through with a big 6-3 win over the Washington Capitals. George Richards, nobody covers the Panthers better at FloridaHockeyNow.com. He will join us coming up on the show today. We'll get into some Panther hockey action with him. But a monster win for the Cats last night as they pull to a tie right now with the Washington Capitals for the second wild card spot. Both teams with 62 points. The Capitals do have a game in hand, but finally, Panthers were 9 points back, I think, at one point of that wild card spot. They have now pulled into a tie for that second wild card spot. They're 1 point back of Pittsburgh, but that's kind of fugazi. It's a little bit deceiving because it's a lot of bit deceiving because the Penguins have 5 games in hand. That's 10 potential points available to them that are not available to the Panthers. So we're eyeing down that second wild card spot. It's Washington, and the Panthers have tied them with 62 points apiece after last night's really dominating win, 6-3 at the Capitals. Got a little bit hairy late. We'll get back to that. So yesterday I told you guys, first of all, by the way, however you're listening to the show here today, make sure you like, you rate, you comment, you do all that good stuff, all right? That's how, that fuels the algorithm, all right? I don't know how the algorithm works, but that fuels the algorithm, and then I get all the monies. So that works out well for everybody. Appreciate all you guys. Love you a long time. So I told you yesterday I was going to see AntMan and The Wasp, Quantumania. Got some folks on the Twitter machine. ZASLOW, how it was like, yo, you got to wait till ZASLOW Show 2.0 tomorrow. Well, tomorrow's today. We are here. So AntMan and look, I'm not giving away spoilers, all right? So you don't have to fast forward through the show or anything like that. Now, I told you yesterday, early returns as far as the Rotten Tomatoes media score were not good. Like right now, Rotten Tomatoes media score, 49%. That's below average. It's not good. 49%. That's disappointing. But now you got the audience scores are piling in. And the audience score for AntMan and the Wasp Quantumania, 87%. Very high. So I will tell you first up, me and my younger son, we went and saw AntMan and the Wasp Quantumania yesterday. We go to the first showing. We got to see it right away when it comes out, all right? I already told you this. It's so funny with movies now. And it's all about, it's cheating the box office is what they do. Movies used to come out on Fridays. Then it's like, all right, let's do like a midnight premiere. So then movies started to come out midnight on Thursday night, Friday morning, however you want to sell it. And then it was, all right, why don't we just make it Thursday night? Then you get like 8 p.m. Well, now it's the afternoon. So we see the first movie on Thursday afternoon for these big Marvel movies, 3 p.m., although yesterday it was 3:30. So we went and saw it yesterday, 3:30. By the way, one of the trailers is for The Flash, which we've seen it now. I mean, it's all over the place. I can't wait for that Flash movie. Holy shit. It looks so good. I cannot wait for the Flash movie. 2 Batman. Ben Affleck's Batman's kicking ass. Michael Keaton's Batman. Yeah, I'm Batman. Oh my God. I can't wait. Supergirl's in it. It looks so good. And you know how you know the Flash is going to be good? Ezra Miller, who plays the Flash, he's a real piece of shit. And the fact that they had every reason to can this movie. But maybe they should have canned it because Ezra Miller, not a good guy. And the fact that they have not canned the movie, I think that's a surefire sign. This movie's too awesome to can. We got to come out with it. It's too awesome. So I can't wait for the Flash movie. I'm very into that. But we're not here to talk about the Flash. We're here to talk about AntMan and the Wasp, Quantumania. We liked it. Both me and my son, we liked it. I didn't love it. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I don't know if there's going to be a Marvel movie that I don't enjoy. Like, you know what you're getting into when you go to it. Now, there are Marvel movies where I had high expectations. Like, wow, I didn't think it was that good. Like, for instance, Thor: Love and Thunder. I don't think it's very good. Like, I guess I enjoyed it, but I don't think Thor: Love and Thunder is very good. And there've probably been one or two other Marvel movies which are, they're okay. But I'm probably not going to leave saying, wow, that movie sucked. It's pretty rare for me to leave and say, wow, movie sucked. Like, well, and now it's not technically in the MCU, I guess, but X-Men Apocalypse, that movie stinks, you know? So it's really rare that I don't like one of the Marvel movies. I liked AntMan and the Wasp, Quantumania. It was fun. I will tell you, though, I hear some complaints out there. Oh, you know, it's too much CGI, too much green screen. First of all, why do I care about that? I just want the movie to be good, want the movie to be fun. Why do I care if there's CGI? It's a movie. The main character is called Ant-Man. I'm concerned about there being too much CGI when I'm watching Ant-Man. So I don't care about that. But I will tell you, the entire movie is in the quantum realm. The entire movie is CGI, except for like the first 5 minutes of the movie. The whole movie is CGI. So if you're one of those people who's like, oh, it's too much CGI, well, this movie's not for you. I don't care about that. That doesn't mean anything to me. Kang is obviously great. If you know any of the backstory of Kang, there's a million different Kangs. You saw the first Kang was He Who Remains in Loki was introduced. This is another version of Kang, Kang the Conqueror. By the way, stick around. End credit scenes. I always want to know. I'm going to give you guys a hot tip right now. Whenever I see these Marvel movies, one of the things I do right when the movie ends, I go onto my phone. How many end credit scenes are there? And I click on it, and you see. I can tell you there are 2 end credit scenes. There's one in the middle. There's one at the end. So there you go. I just hooked you up. 2 end credit scenes for Marvel. Both of them are really cool and really important. They're not bullshit end scenes, all right? So, excuse me. So you got to check that out. But overall, yeah, thought the movie was fun. I will tell you, favorite part of the movie, most fun part of the movie, MODOK. If you know anything about, like, if you watched, what's it called? The kids show, the cartoon. My kids used to watch it when they were younger. The tiny superheroes. I forget what they're called, but it's the Marvel superheroes, but like they're like kids, you know. Well, MODOK's in that. You know who MODOK is, all right? He's like a floating head, and it stands for mechanism only designed, mechanized organism designed only for killing. MODOK. That's what MODOK is. Well, MODOK is in the movie, which is crazy, because how do you make that character in a live-action MCU film? And MODOK was so good. He provides the humor in the movie. He was my favorite part of the movie. MODOK, crazy. So anyway, AntMan and the Wasp, Quantumania, enjoyed it. Didn't think it was great. That was good. And while the media score is kind of poo-pooing on it, I guess, at 49%, the audience score is at 87%. That's really high. A little high for my taste. I would have given it 70. That's probably what I would go with. 70% if I were voting. But most people are enjoying it. I really dug it. And by the way, like I said, Jonathan Majors, who is about to be a big star. Jonathan Majors plays Kang the Conqueror, and he actually plays all the Kangs, you know. He plays Kang, and he's about to be a massive star because he's in that one movie that was out recently. I forget what it was called, where he's like a pilot, you know. But he's the villain in Creed 3. And I think he's got one more thing that's out. But he's on the verge of being like the next huge actor. He's about to be a megastar. And Jonathan Majors is obviously very good in this movie. So go see AntMan and the Wasp, Quantumania. If you're into the Marvel movies, you're going to like it. There's nothing to not like. I enjoyed it yesterday. MODOK, my favorite part of the movie. Really fun. I would say AntMan and the Wasp, it wasn't as light. It didn't have all the jokes that Ant-Man normally has. Like, Ant-Man's normally a fun movie, especially the original. And it's very light. There's a lot of jokey moments. This movie didn't have so much of that. Some of those moments were actually provided by MODOK. But otherwise, this Ant-Man and the Wasp movie was quite different, I felt, from the first two. And like I said, the whole movie's in the quantum realm. So if you're not into all the CGI, which, I mean, who gives a shit? It's Ant-Man. Then you're not going to like this movie, but I enjoyed it. So anyway, there you have it. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, that's what we saw yesterday. Now, got an update here. And like I said, we're going to get George Richards, Florida Hockey Now, on the show in a little bit. We'll do some Panthers. We'll do a lot of Panthers with him, actually. Also, it's Friday. Big game, not a big game. Come on now. You know my style. You know what we're doing. You're saying to yourself, Zaslow, it's Friday. I got to know. How am I going to spend my weekends now? First weekend, right? In, 6 months we're talking about? With no football. No football this weekend. Oh, my God. We all have our Saturday. Well, we all have our Sundays back. We've had our Saturdays back for a little while. We all have our Sundays back. So anyway, got to update the poll question from yesterday. Very controversial poll question. And we did a good bit of NBA and a good bit of Heat with Meadowlark Media's Tom Haberstroh yesterday. So if you missed any of that, hey, if you're ever looking for something to listen to, you're kind of bored out there, go back in the archives, ZASLOW Show 2.0, and go listen to one of the older shows, So if you missed, we had a really good conversation about the Heat NBA stuff with Tom Haberstroh, Meadowlark Media yesterday. And we talked about this poll question because yesterday's very controversial ZASLOW Show 2.0 poll question, the results are in. The final results are in. And here's what we got. Yesterday's poll question was, should the Heat add Russell Westbrook, Kevin Love, both, or neither? Now, neither one of those guys are technically available yet. Westbrook, as of right now, is still allowed to talk to other teams by Utah. And, I mean, they may not even buy him out. I guess it's go talk to other teams, and depending on what they're going to pay you, or how much salary cap space they have, we'll figure out how much we're going to, pay in a buyout, and we'll work something out. So Westbrook's not even available yet. Kevin Love is technically not available yet either, but he's going to be bought out. They're working on the details. He is going to be bought out. And it does sound like the Heat are emerging as a frontrunner, because I told you yesterday, Kevin Love, why would he leave the Cavs? Why would he take a buyout from the Cavs and go to a team that's in a worse playoff position than him? Well, first of all, Kevin Love's already won a championship. And Kevin Love likely wants to play for one more contract. He wasn't playing for Cleveland anymore. Out of their rotation. They moved on. They're in a different direction. Youth movement. And they're really good. They're a really fun team, Cleveland. Easy to like that Cavalier team, even though we hate the owner, Dan Gilbert. He's a piece of shit. But Kevin Love likely wants to play not only for a playoff team, but he wants to play because he wants to earn one more contract. Not a big contract, but like a 2-year deal out there in the offseason. So he's going to go to a team where he could get minutes. And and you heard Tom Haberstroh mention this yesterday. While he probably wouldn't start right away for the Heat, he would eventually start for the Heat. In limited action there this year for Cleveland, who's averaging 8.5 points and 6.5 rebounds. If he plays a few more minutes, if you were to get 10 points, 8 rebounds a game, good 3-point shooting, you'll take that from Kevin Love in the starting lineup next to Bam. You're not looking for the points. You're looking for rebounding. You're looking for size. You're looking for good 3-point shooting. So Kevin Love, he would be able to play here for the Heat. And that's probably what he's looking for. Now, the Heat probably wouldn't be able to keep him after this year, but that's not our concern, all right? His concern is getting the minutes so we can get another contract, and our concern is getting someone who can give us a little bit of size, who's a good passer, and I would think that the Heat are, word is, like Ira Winderman's been out there saying it, the Heat, they're prioritizing size over guards. Like why, Westbrook, Pat Beverly, I'm not in on Pat Beverly. It's bad enough having to watch Kyle Lowry. I have to watch Pat Beverly. That's rough. It's too much. The antics, it's too much. He's extra. I'm not interested in it. And Westbrook, I'm interested. I think it'd be fun. And here's the thing. I'll give you the poll update in a second here. Here's what you got to ask yourself for those who don't want Westbrook. Actually, here's the poll results. Should the Heat add? And the winner at 49% of your vote was both Kevin Love and Russell Westbrook. The Heat should add both. 49% of your votes, so half the votes want both guys. 27% said just Kevin Love. 16% neither. Not sure why you would want neither. 8% of your vote, Russell Westbrook. Now, did he only get 8% of your vote because you don't want Russell Westbrook? Or did he only get 8% of your vote because most of you want both guys? You know? If you're not interested in... So the winner was both, 49%. And I would have voted both, because why the hell not? You know, this offense stinks. You heard Haberstroh with us yesterday. If you didn't, go back and listen. And it does seem... I mean, they're playing better basketball now, although this past week leading into the break, you know, lost there to Brooklyn at the very... you know, that's a bad loss. But, and of course, game before it to Denver. No shame in losing to Denver, but you lost a couple games here when you were playing really well. Team needs some kind of boost, needs some type of jolt. And, you know, I get a lot of the messages, the Heat, they're playing 7 guys who are undrafted. You know, that's going to happen with injuries. Oladipo, Hero, Lowry quit. But here's where you got to ask yourself. For those of you who don't want Westbrook, who would you rather at this point, right? If you're not interested in Russell Westbrook, just ask yourself, would you rather Kyle Lowry or would you rather Westbrook over Lowry? Now, I'm not saying that the Heat are going to be able to get rid of Lowry, because they're not. Trade deadline's passed. You can't make trades anymore. Everybody knows that. But if you don't want Westbrook, would you rather him playing over Lowry? Would you rather him essentially taking minutes from Lowry? And for me, that's a huge yes. Huge yes. Westbrook plays. Like, he's healthy. He's normally healthy. He plays hard. He could still get to the basket. Can't shoot for shit, but he could still get to the basket. Great in transition, obviously. And this Heat team needs some easy baskets. Their offense stinks. But Love is the guy, if you had to pick between the two, Love's the guy you want. He could rebound. He could pass. He could shoot. He's big. He would fit. He's championship caliber player. Championship pedigree. He won in 2016. He'd be a really good fit next to Bam. The Heat had a similar player like Chris Bosh. So, most of you guys, though, 49% of you want both of them. All right, I'm in on that. We'll see where it goes. You got the All-Star break now. Tomorrow night, you got All-Star Saturday night. Speaking of which, Sunday, of course, you got the All-Star game. Now, I don't even know who's in the dunk contest. Dunk contest sucks. I don't know if I've heard of half the guys. It's only 4 guys. And it's so different, man, from the days where Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, even Dwight Howard, Shawn Kemp, Michael Jordan, Dominique Wilkins. I mean, LeBron never has and never will compete in the dunk contest. That's crazy. Michael Jordan was in it 2 or 3 times. LeBron's never going to compete in the dunk contest. And now, and it's been this way for a little while. You got it's a rising stars dunk or is that what it's called even? Or it's like guys you've never heard of. Not interested in the dunk contest. Dunk contest very played out. But the 3-point shootout is always great. I do miss those. So you got 8 guys in the 3-point shootout. And I don't know why they changed it to this. You got 8 guys, and then they narrow it down to 3, and then and that's the final. I miss when it was 8 to 4 to 2. And not only 8 to 4 to 2, but it was 8 in the first round, and you would get guys going at the same time. So you had the split screen, one guy on one end, one guy on the other end. Why'd they do away with that? That was fun as hell. You would have 8, and then 4, and then 2. But now it's just 8 and 3. So I don't really know why they changed it. But the 3-point shootout is always good. It's always going to be good. We know Tyler Hero's in it. Tyler Hero is 4th as far as the favorites go at plus 550. Here are the odds. Buddy Hield is the favorite. That makes sense. Plus 375. Damian Lillard, plus 450. I think Lillard could be the play. Damian Lillard, plus 450. Kevin Huerter, plus 500. Then you got Tyler Hero, plus 550. Jason Tatum, plus 650. Larry Markkinen, hometown, plus 700. Tyrese Halliburton, plus 700. Julius Randle, who is in the competition as an injury replacement, plus 850. No respect. I think Lillard at plus 450 could be the play. But if you're just in Hero, he's fourth as far as the favorites go, plus 550. That's coming up tomorrow night. I will watch that, all right? Don't care about the dunk contest. Always like the three-point shot. I don't know why they changed it, though. And don't forget, this year with the All-Star game, so the All-Star game is Sunday. Bam Adebayo is in the All-Star game. I already told you, the All-Star game is like whatever. It's not something to get crazy about. But when I was young and you'd watch it, when I was young, All-Star Weekend was must-watch from start to finish. Oh, my God. Like talking about it yesterday with our comedian pal Dave Williamson. That night, that I think it was 1995, where Harold Miner, or 94 maybe, Harold Miner and Glenn Rice both won. Miner the dunk contest, Rice three-point shot. One of the best nights of my life. All-Star Weekend used to be can't miss. Now, you got the All-Star game. Okay. And it's team LeBron versus team Giannis. So Giannis got hurt last night, by the way. His status now is unclear for the All-Star game. Sprained his wrist. Probably not going to play. But they pick the teams now. So a couple things as far as that goes. This year, they're picking the teams 30 minutes before the game starts. That's funny. So there's no practice or anything. Well, I guess they'll have practice sessions, but it's not like practice, with your team, Sorry, I was taking a sip of my vitamin water. They're going to pick the teams in front of everybody, schoolyard style, at 7:30, 30 minutes before the game starts. That's funny to see who ends up being the last pick. Everybody's going to bang on that guy. But here's my problem, and I've told you this before. When you used to watch East versus West, especially when I'm a kid, and let's say you got Bam Adebayo on the team. Like, I know which players are on the bench. Put this guy in, put Bam in. Once the game gets going, this Sunday night, which, by the way, 8 p.m. 8 p.m.? It's got to be at 8 p.m. Anyway, excuse me. Once the game gets going, because it's not East versus West, I have no idea who the hell's on either team. The game will start. I don't know which bench Bam is on. I have no idea who's on either team. I don't know who to root for. When I was younger, I obviously root for the East every time. Especially if there was a Heat player. If Zoe was on, Hardaway. Now I don't know who's on what team. Because they're just picking the team schoolyard style. I think that hurts the game. I do. Not knowing who's where. But anyway, that's not something to get crazy about. Nobody cares. I'm the only one who cares. So that's what's going on this weekend as far as the All-Star is concerned. I'm probably not, I got to be honest, I'm probably not watching the All-Star game. Now, I'm going to be in Atlanta this weekend, so as far as the skills competition tomorrow night, probably not going to catch that either. I'll record it. I'll watch the three-point shootout, and maybe the next day or whatever. And by the way, this Saturday night also, tomorrow night, here's why I definitely would not be watching the All-Star skills competition. WWE Elimination Chamber is tomorrow night. Oh my God. It's going to be so good. WWE Elimination Chamber, Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn for the undisputed Universal Championship. That's going to be fire, man. That's going to be so good. All right. Anyway, so there you go. You got some NBA there. You got a little bit of heat. We updated our poll question I told you about AntMan and The Wasp, Quantumania. We're going to get George Richards on here, FloridaHockeyNow.com, coming up in a little bit. But let's do some Panthers here, man. So the Panthers last night with it was the biggest win of the season for the Panthers. Just a monster win. They go into the game 2 points back of Washington for that second wildcard spot. Now, you got like 23 games left. So there's still a lot of games left. But Goldie tells you every broadcast, all of these games now, they are essentially playoff games. These are monster games, and especially when you got like a 4-point swing essentially in a game like last night against the Capitals, you have to win that game last night. And the Panthers came out and played one of their best games of the season. Bobrovsky, yes, he gave up 3 goals. 2 of them were very late. Panthers are 4-1 with 10 minutes left in this game, and it got to 4-3 before the Panthers got a couple of empty net goals, all right? So it got a bit dicey. It got a little bit hairy late in the game. but Bobrovsky gave them excellent goaltending again. And this is why I don't need to see Spencer Knight again. Unless it's the second night of a back-to-back, which it was the other day when he was terrible. But if it's not the second night of a back-to-back, you don't even need to consider putting Spencer Knight in between the pipes. Bobrovsky's been really good, and we don't have time for Spencer Knight to knock the rust off. This season has been a disaster, and they got all these games are huge. We can't wait for Spencer Knight to round back into form after missing so much time. And he hasn't been good this year anyway. I don't need to see Spencer Knight again. I can't believe I'm saying that, but it needs to be Bobrovsky, all right? They need the veteran presence there, and Bobrovsky's been really good, including last night. He was excellent once again. The Panthers, no Sam Bennett last night. The Panthers, in a must-win situation, late in the first period, get on the board.
Gives to Verhaeghe, back for Losterinen, sets up a man, and Forsling score! Oh, great work by Etu, and Verhaeghe and Gus Forsling gives the Panthers the lead.
That's it, just find that open man, and then you see the activation of the Panthers defense. Ekblad and Forsling are going to be jumping in from that blue line.
Hell yeah, so Gustav Forsling there, just a rocket past Kemper, 1-0 Panthers. 1-0 Panthers after one period. You go into the second period, and how about this? Mark Stahl, who has been stuck on 0 goals for this. I mean, look, he's a defenseman, but still, Mark Stahl, who has not scored a goal yet this year, finally lights the lamp.
Montour fakes. Stahl fire score! Mark Stahl let it fly. His first is a Panther. The 50th of his career. And I think Matthew Tkachuk might be the most excited guy in the building.
Wow, don't grab the puck. Drag the
There
net
you
off
go.
the ice.
Hell yeah. And here's the thing. Best part of the night. So Matthew Tkachuk is in front of the net, like always. He's trying to get a piece of it. He doesn't. He misses. So Stahl gets credit for the goal from his shot. And immediately Tkachuk points at him. He smiles. He skates so fast to him. Gives him a huge hug. He's like, your goal, your goal. Like, he didn't touch it. Your goal. And the team was so happy for Mark Stahl. Gets his first goal of the season. I love that Matthew Tkachuk. Best teammate. You could see everybody loves him. Mark Stahl, he gets his first goal of the season. Panthers are up 2-0, and then shortly after that, Colin White.
White trying for the 2-on-1. Colin White in front with a chance. White to the backhand. A beauty! Colin White with the finish! And the Panthers have a 3-0 lead!
Oh my goodness, and this play started because Sergei Bobrovsky just bailed out his teammates with a huge save. The Panthers get possession, score on the rush. There's the save by Bobrovsky. He pokes it out of harm's way after the original shot. Now here come the Panthers. They go to the races. Lundell, look at that beautiful feather pass right to Colin White. He fakes and goes to the backhand. Darcy Kemper was well out of his net. No opportunity.
Yeah, Panthers taking that ass now. Up 3-0. Now, the Capitals will get one back, make it 3-1, and right after that, you get the captain who gives back the Panthers some breathing room.
Barkov and Denisenko. Barkov walks in and shoots. Score! Sasha Barkov gets it right back.
Only the 16th goal of the season there for Barkov. You had Jabari Smith, who gets the assist. Lone assist, his third assist of the season. The Panthers, they're up 4-1. They would hang on. You had 2 goals late. 4-2, 4-3 after with about 2.5 minutes left in the game. Now it's dicey. Then you had empty net goals from Anton Lundell after a turnover. Sam Reinhart would officially end it with about 15 seconds left. Made it 6-3. Huge performance from Sergei Bobrovsky. You had Carter Verhaeghe. What do you have? 3 assists, I believe. 2 assists. Verhaeghe had 2 assists there. Stahl with his first goal of the year. Barkov with his 16th goal. Great performance from the Panthers, and they're back in action tomorrow afternoon. We'll get to that probably in big game, not a big game. I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but there you go. The Panthers, they are now in a tie for the second wildcard spot. Finally, win a tie with the Washington Capitals. So, back at it tomorrow afternoon, which, of course, that's good timing. Let's get to big game or not a big game. Yes, that's right. You're saying to yourself, ZASLOW, it's Friday. I gotta know. Is it a big game or not a big game? All right, well, without football, you might be left wondering, are there any big games? And the answer is yes, there are big games. Here we go. Big game or not a big game? Saturday, 2 p.m., Bally Sports, Florida. Florida Panthers at Nashville Predators. Now, the sound for Bally, the audio will likely be screwed up. It's always screwed up. Yesterday, the audio was a full second ahead of the video, so Goldie's calling the action essentially right before it happens. Not his fault. That's on Bally, worst broadcast channel. But nonetheless, tomorrow afternoon, the Panthers, can they finish out this road trip very, very strong? You had the win in Minnesota, then lost St. Louis, then win in Washington. Can they finish this road trip 3 out of 4 tomorrow in Nashville? Panthers at Predators. That's a big game. Yes, it is. That's a big game. Also, Saturday, 2 p.m., ACC Network. Wake Forest Demon Deacons at the number 15 ranked team in the country, the Miami Hurricanes men's basketball team. That's right, the Canes, they're just one loss back. One loss back of first place in the ACC. Canes are 12-4 in the ACC. Ahead of them is Pittsburgh and number 7 Virginia, who are both 12-3. Wake Forest is 9-6. So Wake Forest a decent team, but the Canes at home tomorrow, Watsco Center. Canes trying to win that ACC regular season championship, trying to enhance their, look, they're a tournament team. I saw recently, I think Frashilla had them a number 5 seed. You'd like to jump up, maybe number 3, maybe number 4. Winning the ACC regular season championship would go a long way toward that. So I just made the case. Wake Forest at number 15 Miami. That's a big game. Saturday night, 8 p.m., TNT. NBA All-Star Saturday night. You got the three-point shootout. You got the skills competition. You got the dunk contest. Now, I don't care about the dunk contest, but the skills competition is usually fun, and the three-point shootout is always good. So, I'm going to go NBA All-Star Saturday night, big game. You always like the commentary. You got the TNT crew there. They're going to be fun. I'm going big game, NBA All-Star Saturday night. That's not the only thing going on Saturday night. Saturday, 8 p.m., Peacock, WWE Elimination Chamber. It's the last stop before WrestleMania. We got the women's Elimination Chamber match. The winner of that is going to face Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania. The other Elimination Chamber match, Austin Theory is defending his U.S. Championship inside the chamber. That's going to be awesome as well. You got Edge and Beth Phoenix against Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley. That's going to be great. But the main event is for the WWE Undisputed Universal Heavyweight Championship of the world. The Tribal Chief Roman Reigns is taking on former member of the Bloodline, Sami Zayn. It's in Montreal, Sami Zayn's hometown. Montreal is a pro wrestling hotbed anyway. It's going to be the hottest crowd of the year. So behind Sami Zayn. Can Sami Zayn do it? Is he going to be the one to dethrone Roman Reigns? Go check out yesterday Ariel Helwani. He narrated for WWE the history of wrestling in Montreal and Sami Zayn being a Montrealer in the main event and a chance to win and defeat Roman Reigns. It'll give you goosebumps. Wrestling's the best. Pro wrestling's the best. Make sure you're listening to It's Still Real to Me. Our episode this weekend is going to be on Sunday. It's a reaction show to WWE Elimination Chamber. I can't wait for the main event. WWE Elimination Chamber. That's the biggest deal. That's a big deal. And finally, Sunday, 8 p.m., TNT, NBA All-Star Game. I already told you, already set it up for you. They're picking the teams 30 minutes before. Bam Adebayo's representing the Heat, but it's not a big game. It's not. It's an exhibition, and it's always a gamble whether or not the players are going to try. So, NBA All-Star Game this Sunday night, not a big game. And that right there is another edition of Big Game or Not a Big Game. Yes, wow, amazing. There's a lot on our plate. If you're looking for somewhere to watch the NBA All-Star Game this weekend, you know Briny Irish Pub, Pompano Beach, that's my spot right there. You got TVs everywhere so you can see all the games. You want to go for All-Star Saturday night, you want to go for the All-Star Game on Sunday, or you just want live music because they got live music every day of the week at Briny Irish Pub, Pompano Beach. Matter of fact, live music starting at 9 p.m. tonight at the world's greatest upscale dive bar, Briny Irish Pub, Pompano Beach. So you got live music starting at 9 p.m. tonight. You got the Briny Hour Monday through Friday starting at 4 p.m. today. You got mahi tacos. You got fish and chips, barbecue ribs. I already told you I love the shepherd's pie. They got these cheesesteak egg rolls. And if you're looking for craft beer, limitless selection of craft beer at Briny Irish Pub, Pompano Beach. And they got craft beer on tap. Take Atlantic Boulevard all the way to the Atlantic, but park behind the Briny because they will validate your tag. You will not have to pay for parking. So you walk the beach a little bit, then you dip into the Briny, get yourself some food, get yourself some drinks, enjoy some live music. World's greatest upscale dive bar, Briny Irish Pub, Pompano Beach.